today I'm going to be playing some. I almost said Hydreigon. That's the next video. I'm going to be playing some Ends.
Spoilers, jeez.
So the idea of this deck is that I'm playing like stuff like End Zoroark, other cool stuff like that, and essentially just trying to copy some Darmanitan attacks and things of the sort, and get some cool KOs, especially with End's Reshiram. I'm joined today by my buddy PJ, also known as Aggro_TCG. PJ, what are you playing today?
Today I'm playing an old favorite. We've got Gardevoir EX. Now Gardevoir, known for the Psychic Embrace ability, can load a bunch of energies onto the field from your discard pile, psychic energies to be specific. But it's been a really good deck, and this deck actually I got from the winning list of the challenge that was the first day of the Atlanta Regionals in 2025 here. We are in 2025 currently, so if you're watching this video, you'll be able to know what I'm talking about. But it's got some new additions in here for Journey Together, like Lily's Clefairy EX. I haven't actually gotten reps in with this deck yet, so it's going to be kind of fun to see how it's going to function, and I'm excited to see it against Zoroark.
Yeah, so it's really funny because I guess to go more into details about our decks, like, so for people that don't know, Gardevoir EX is all about getting psychic energy into the discard,
right?
Utilizing Psychic Embrace.
Yes, yeah.
Man, I'm really glad that dude, my memory's been so crappy lately. I'm glad that I was able to remember that. But so the idea of Gardevoir EX is that you use Psychic Embrace to attach from the discard onto your Psychic Pokemon. You utilize stuff that either needs high Psychic count or damage counters on it.
Right.
So stuff like Scream Tail, stuff like Drifloon, right? And then you get these big, cool knockouts with single prizers that don't feel good to take.
Exactly.
While on the other hand, End's Zoroark is all about copying End's attacks. And, you use stuff like End's Reshiram as well as End's Darmanitan to essentially get knockouts, right? So the idea is that with End's Reshiram, you hit back with Powerful Rage or Virtuous Flame for 170,
right?
Which against PJ's list is very good. And unfortunately, I do have Backdraft, which is going to be huge in this matchup.
Yeah.
Because Backdraft's going to allow me to deal 30 damage for each basic energy in your discard pile.
Which is crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. I feel like, unlike other matchups that we normally do, maybe we'll do best of three, or, 3 round here.
Exactly.
And then we'll kind of go forward. Oh, right, I forgot to tell you, I am playing something that is a little frowned upon in the End Zoroark list. Sure. I am playing Pecharunt.
Ooh, we got a little bit of a spice marker for
right?
for this one.
Have you seen the Power Glass edition too?
I have seen the Power Glass edition. That one's really cool too. I saw a lot of people using something like Roaring Moon EX with the Power Glass, so using that in a deck like this. I even saw somebody try to build Zoroark with Greninja and Blaziken, all three.
Yeah. We were talking about that list before we started today. We were like, hey, do we play... should I build the Greninja list? And BJ's like, no. He's just like, don't play Greninja. The Greninja's like, it's not even that it's bad. It's just not what you want it to be.
Right. Yeah, there's too many moving pieces. Having so many EXs in a deck, it's 3 different evolution EXs. But I think these decks are really synergistic of what's in the list, and I'm excited to see how they play out. So let's start off the game here. Enough yapping from us. Do you want heads or tails?
Can I get a heads, please?
Cool. It is tails.
Okay, your choice.
So I think I'm going to opt for going first, because I know what this deck list looks like. I think going first, getting a good setup should be fine.
You and I are both in decks that, unlike the previous metas, might want to go first.
Exactly.
Because I don't play TM Evolution. I believe you might still play a single TM Evolution.
This list did cut it, unfortunately, but I mean, I feel like it's fine.
For those that don't really know, when you play TM Evolution, you genuinely want to go first or go second because you want to be able to TM Evolution your first turn.
Right.
So this is what I'm sitting at here.
We got the one mulligan.
Yeah, and a mulligan.
I'm gonna do some fancy prize work over here.
Yeah, of course. I was so like when we were talking about like what to bring and what to play. Actually, we should I'll put it in post, but
sure.
What should go up there is a little like asterisk that says this is pre-Atlanta.
Yeah, finals.
Atlanta regionals. Are we on finals right now?
Well, no. Today is day 1.
What are you
while
seeing?
We're recording? Right now, the number 1 deck was Dragapult.
Okay, as expected.
Normal. Number 2 is Goldango.
That's really cool.
And then Raging Bolt was right after that. What else do we have? There's the Terapagos Bouffalant deck.
Yep.
That was up there on the top 5, and I think that it was Terrabox. So
Yeah.
Terrabox, but it's a mixed bag because it really just counts it as whatever has Teal Mask and Noctowl in it as one archetype.
All right,
good luck. All right, I will draw for turn.
Can I tell you that as you play your stuff, I'm very like still shaky on how to play Badoo properly, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, a lot of lists only play one of Badoo.
Right.
Right? So it's like, okay, if I can start with it, that's great, but you don't rely on it.
Right. I think I am just going to, unfortunately, pass here with not much going on in my turn.
Okay, draw for turn. So now you're going to see something kind of cool. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to play a nest ball. And I'm going to look for a basic Pokemon, put it onto the bench, then shuffle my deck. Right? So essentially what I want to do here is, like, you know, according to kind of how everything goes here, I kind of want to set myself up to essentially stop PJ from going. So, you know how I just said earlier, I was like, hey man, I don't know how to play Badoo.
Yeah.
But this is a really good Badoo start because you don't have any start for you don't have any start for any of your stuff. So my nest ball is going to be Badoo.
Okay.
Which is really bad because I don't have any other setup yet. Normally I'd want like a Darmanitan or something else.
Yeah, just so you can start to establish your board and maybe get some Zoroarks into play, start drawing some cards. But you notice, you know, my board state isn't the best. So taking advantage of it.
I think that's off camera a little bit.
It's okay.
All right, we'll bring that up.
Yeah.
We'll bring this up.
I kind of just played a little bit above where the play mat is.
I can play a little bit above. I was not paying attention when we set up. Okay, so what I'll do here is I will play Ends Castle.
Sure. Oh, it gives you the free retreat. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then I'm going to play a Defiance Band.
Okay.
And I will also play a Dark Energy onto the Zorua.
Okay.
So now that my hand's down, I'm going to Professor's Research, discarding a Reversal Energy and a Zoroark.
Okay.
So that'll allow me to draw 7 cards and hopefully get a better setup going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So normally what I would do is I would say, I know that next turn we are going to get to a point where I am not going to be able to play items because you'll probably hit back with Badoo. So I need to be a little bit more proactive.
Got it.
So right now I'm gonna nest ball.
Yep.
Or as the kids call it, ends est ball.
Ooh, zesty.
Now the question is, do I get a second Zorua? Thinking that, well, it'd be a lot of work for you to be able to knock out my Zorua next turn.
Yeah, I'd have to really reach, plus not being able to play items. I obviously don't have any routes in play.
Yeah, so we're going to go Ends Reshiram.
Yep.
And the only reason that I go Ends Reshiram here instead of the Darmanitan is because whatever the lower form is.
Darumaka?
Yeah, Darumaka is because I have a Darumaka in hand.
Nice.
And then I think I'm going to prep for next turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Ultra Ball, discarding Counter Catcher, and discarding Pecharon. As much as I want to play the Pecharon, I think I need to get myself a Zoroark in hand now, which is good because that forces you, no matter what next turn, if you have an Iono, to use the Iono or else I'm set up to attack.
Right.
Or at least what you assume is set up to attack. So that'll go to hand. And then with that, I'm going to retreat into Badoo.
Sure.
And then I'm going to Itchy Pollen for 10.
All right, sweet. So I'll put my 10 on here. Get one of the dice out.
I think the mic is just slowly falling on my end.
All right, here we go. We're drawn. Okay, I am going to put down Monkey Dory.
Yep.
And attach the dark energy to it. We're going to move this damage onto your Badoo.
How dare you?
I know. I'm an awful human being. I don't want to do this.
Is it an Iono?
But no, I kind of have to. I'm going to Arven. And Arven, I'm going to go in and I know I can't use it. But I'm just going to get Buddy Poffin. I think that that's the safest play because now I'm mitigating damage from my board, there's a point if you Itchy Pollen me next turn, I can push it back on you. I will still be item locked, which kind of sucks, but you know, we're gonna just try to play the game a little bit more. I've got enough Pokemon here. Okay, so I'm gonna put that down. Buddy Poffin goes to hand, can't use it under item lock. I'm gonna Itchy Pollen you back.
Yep.
And pass turn.
All right, draw for turn. So now I'm going to get to do something that's real fun. I'm going to evolve Zoroark there.
Nice.
Evolve Darmanitan there.
Yep.
Attach an energy. So my hand beforehand, before we went too much further, was Darmanitan, Zoroark, energy. So I was ready to attack no matter what this turn. And then, because I have nothing else in hand, I'm going to Iono.
Nice.
So
we'll put that at the bottom of my deck. I get to draw 6 brand new cards.
Yep.
3, 4, 5, and 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And while I don't personally have much else to do right now, because I am item locked, I'm kind of fine. So I'm going to retreat on Badoo. Now, I'm going to be a little bit risky here. So what I'm going to do by being risky is I am going to, here, let's move this down just a little bit so that there's a little bit more room. I'm going to discard this ends PP up to trade to draw 2. Play the Zorua.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Night Joker. Night Joker's going to copy Flamebody Cannon.
Yep.
I'm going to deal 90 here and 90 here.
Got it. So that's a 2-prize knockout.
Yep.
Pretty
and
good.
I discard the 2 dark energy that are on there. And I'll get 2 prizes off that.
Cool. All right. I'm going to draw for turn. Pretty good. I'm going to put Monkey Dory with dark energy down. I am going to hope that maybe I draw into something. I'll counter catcher the ends Darmanitan.
Okay.
And I think I'm just going to play research. I'm going to get rid of Dark, Gardevoir, and Candy. Draw 7 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's a pretty good hand. We're going to put down 2 Ralts.
Okay.
I am going to Earthen Vessel.
Right on, right on.
And Vessel's going to get me probably 2 more Psychic Energies. I'm looking at the energy count in for my prizes, and it's I know where all my energies are. You stay inside the deck here, Ralts. All right, cool. So we got one of these Psychic Energy in discard pile. Research is already in discard pile 2. I think I'm going to attach here. Then what I'm going to do to just help out a little bit is I'm going to Ultra Ball away that other energy. Oh, you know what? I can't attach this.
Because you attached a dark this turn.
Yeah, so I'm going to save the Ultra Ball then. And just get rid of these 2. I'm trying to think which is better to go for here. I don't play too many ball cards, but I am going to get a Mew EX.
Yeah, just in case, like, you know,
just pivot Pokemon.
Right. Anything that can, like, really get you out of this situation where, you know, something's kind of stuck in the active. You don't really have much else to do. You know.
I'll put the Mew down, and then currently in my hand, I don't have too much, but I am going to I'm going to restart for 1.
Yeah.
Draw 1 card. I'll get rid of the Ends Castle with the Artisan.
Okay.
And then I think I will use the Artisan.
Try to get yourself maybe another Ralts.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the idea is that you have to be very careful. Basically, anybody that's like, you know, interested in playing against like the Zoroark deck. Yeah. Zoroark's very good into these types of matchups because if you're able to back cannon draft or Flamebody cannon. Sorry,
Yeah.
Flamebody cannon, and like really get the knockouts real quick. You get to really just shut down these setup decks.
Exactly.
Like, if you ever wonder how to beat Gardevoir, the answer is knock out Ralts really quickly. Like, they cannot do anything without the Gardevoir setup.
So
Are you weak to dark?
Gardevoir is weak to dark.
Okay,
So it's
that's a double down.
not the best.
I mean, whatever. It's okay. I brought 2 dark decks today, so
There
that's
you
kind of
go.
crazy.
You know what? I'm thinking, do I go for a Badoo, item lock you again, so you can't really get energy out on the field with N's PP up? Your Petron's down. I mean, I feel like that's a fine play. I feel like going for it is okay, and at least I'm getting an attack off. Yeah, my Monkey Dory loses an energy, but like, who cares in the grand scheme of things right now?
Right.
I really just need to set up some stuff. So I'm gonna get the Badoo. I'm gonna retreat this guy, and then I'll Itchy Pollen for 10 damage.
You got it?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, draw for turn. I'm going to put a Power Glass on this Zorua. I'm going to attach a... Oh, wait, hold on. Nope, I lied. I mean, I'm still going to do this, I think. I'm just trying to think of how I want to do this. So, let's discard a Buddy Buddy Poffin to trade to draw 2 cards.
Yep.
Draw 1, draw 2. The idea is, like, how confident am I that I am going to be able to get a Zoroark this turn? How confident am I that I'm going to get anything this turn? And the answer is not that confident. So, you're at 6 prizes, right?
Yep.
So let me... I think the play is to... I think my number 1 goal is trying to figure out how I'm getting a Zoroark, if I am.
Mm-hmm.
And the other answer is that it doesn't matter. Maybe I just don't care.
Right.
So I'm going to research my hand away.
Okay.
Because I think the biggest thing is for me to get another End's Castle.
Yeah.
So I got rid of Fizzendipity, Iono,
Yeah.
Ultra Ball, Iono,
Ooh.
Reversal, Countercatcher, Ends PP up. There's a world where I go, oh, I just Iono. But I don't... You're
Yeah.
down to like 2 cards.
And your item locked, so even the ends PP up wouldn't have worked.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So with that, I'm going to evolve to end Zoroark here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to trade the Buddy Buddy Poffin.
Okay.
Draw 1, draw 2. There we go. Ends Castle.
Nice.
And then I'm going to retreat my Ends Darmanitan.
Mm-hmm.
Bring up the Zoroark with the energy and the Power Glass on it.
Yep.
And then I will end my turn.
And then the Power
Glass will activate.
Got it.
Getting my energy out. I have multiple energy left. And that's about it. So go right ahead.
Cool. I'm going to draw for turn.
Oops. I think I'll do that so that it's easier to see. Because we're on a little bit more...
So none of this feels super great right now, but I'm gonna Ultra Ball away the Guardy and go into the deck, fail it.
Okay.
Or actually, no, I'm not gonna fail it. I'm gonna be smart about this.
I think you still grab something.
Still grab a Curlia.
Just in case, right? Like,
Right.
so you're right now. I'm guessing you're trying to go for like a rare candy, right?
Yeah, I was trying to draw into a rare candy or a draw supporter or something with this restart from UEX.
Right.
And I play Night Stretchers, so I could always get the Guardy out of the discard pile. I play 3 Guardy EXs, so having 2 in here isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, and I'm guessing you play some Night Stretchers too because of all
Yeah.
the 1-ofs that are in the list.
So I'll restart and go 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's still fine. I'm gonna play Iono
Sure.
and put those under here and go 1, 2, 3,
1,
4,
2,
5,
3.
6. Okay, cool. I'm gonna evolve the other Corellia.
Okay.
And yeah, I think I am just going to pass it back to you.
Well, you're gonna attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna itchy paw on
Yep.
you, so at least
You want to stop item lock as much as possible.
exactly.
Because if I get one turn with ends PP up, then I'm just like
Right, you're
I'm sitting on
winning.
easy street, right? So funny enough, this is one of those times. So I'm gonna draw for turn, right? I am still item locked. I don't need to do much else. What I need to do is not overplay and not do too much else because of the fact that my deck is getting smaller.
Right.
There's nothing right now that really just causes me to absolutely like lose the game. What will cause me to lose the game is me drawing and then getting rid of resources that I need later on.
Right.
So I do have energy in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the problem is that with Zoroark EX,
Yep.
if I Flamebody Cannon again, I can't actively attach to the
Yeah.
active. So I'm gonna have to attach to the bench.
Okay.
Normally, what you would do is you have something retreat and ends PP up afterwards, but
Right.
we can't do that this game. That's just
Exactly.
not how this game is going to play. I will. No, I'm going to hold off because
Okay.
just in case I get Iono'd, I want
Yeah.
stuff that's going to be bad to trade into.
Exactly.
No, that's
Well, not
No,
because
no.
it'll
We
be at
want
the
a thin.
bottom of your deck.
yeah. We want a thin, so we're going to buddy puffin.
Sure.
Draw one, draw two. Oh, that's very dumb. I just realized that I drew into a monkey dory.
Ooh.
And I could have just attached to the... No, that's not the correct play.
Not yet. There's
Yeah,
nothing
next turn. Because I want to be able to have another attacker next turn,
Yes.
and that may not happen if you get... I don't know, if something else happens.
Right.
But there is, like, the Power Glass happening and whatnot. But either way, I'm going to Flamebody Cannon again.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out both Curlius.
So does it do it to active and
Oh,
one?
active and bench. Why did I think it wasn't? All right, so then the...
If you had boss in hand, that would be really
So,
cool.
actually, the correct... No, never mind. We're good.
Okay.
I can't read cards. So 90 to the active, 90 to the bench.
Got it. So these two are gone. You
Yep.
take another 2 prize turn.
And then I will Power Glass will activate, and
Yep.
I'll put Power Glass stuff onto the Zoroark.
Got it.
That's all right. I didn't want to do that anyway.
I'm going to draw for turn. Okay. So here's where I go. Now I can play Buddy Poffin. And now I'm going to attempt.
Then did I misplay earlier? No, I did everything fine earlier.
Oh, I can't even get Scream Tail.
Scream Tail's too big.
Scream Tail's too big. Yeah, I don't like that. And you're at 280.
Yeah, it's
Yikes.
really big. Big and beefy.
That's what she said. All right, so we're going to just fail that. I think I'm literally going to have to Iono again.
Good thing you did. I had a boss in hand.
Yeah,
So, like, even if you retreated the Mew,
right.
right, I could boss.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2. Okay.
6. Okay. Well, you
Yeah.
did get Night Stretcher, so that's
You get yourself your Gardevoir,
good.
right?
Yeah, we're gonna get Guardy out of the discard pile.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can at least play the game.
Genome hacking is copying the active attack, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so it literally doesn't work in this
Right.
situation. I am going to retreat into the Monkey Dory.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and Night Stretcher again and get a Dark Energy.
Yep.
And put it onto this Monkey Dory.
Yep.
Then I'm going to go ahead, Psychic Embrace. We're going to put 2 damage counters on the active Monkey Dory.
Yep.
Then push the 2 damage counters onto Badoo to take a prize card.
Yeah. You could say you got one prize this
Right,
game,
I got
right?
1 prize this game, and then I will Mind Bend for 60 and confuse the Zoroark.
Right, which isn't that bad because I can just retreat next turn.
Right, so I'll take
60,
this.
So this should be at 70.
Yep. Bingo.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
So, okay, so here's the rough question, right? I have a Professor's Research in hand that I just drew,
Yep.
and 2 cards that don't matter.
Sure.
I'm going for a boss to win here. So let me check to make sure I have enough bosses in deck. Deck plays 2 bosses. So I know we
got 1 at the bottom.
1 at the bottom, none in discard.
Yep.
So there's a thought that I go, I have a Super Rod.
Okay.
I can Super Rod an energy and to shuffle.
Yep.
And then, because I still need an energy either way.
Right.
Right? So I Super Rod in 1 energy to shuffle.
Exactly.
And then I draw, and then if that doesn't work, then I get the research.
Okay.
So let's Super Rod.
Yep.
Right? Because the idea is that, yes, I do need an energy. Yes, I should probably shuffle in more energy. But at the same time, I can still get like an Ends PP up. I have 1 left in deck. From what I'm thinking I have 1 left in deck.
Sure.
But I also want to shuffle because I know where that I know where that boss is.
Okay.
So then there's also a chance that I get a reversal and a boss.
Exactly.
You know, if I'm super lucky. Dude, this deck is so fun. I love this deck. This deck is so cool. Feel free to cut if you'd like. It matters.
Let's do that. That's the cut.
Yep. So I'm going to trade. First thing I'm going to trade away is
Yep.
Zorua. I'm going to draw
Okay.
2. Draw 1. Draw 2. I got another Super Rod.
Nice. Trade
trade.
away.
Draw 1.
Darmanitan.
Draw 2. Unfortunately, it's an Ends PP up.
Okay.
So I go Ends PP up.
Sure.
Put a Dark Energy. Because I have 1 left in here. Onto my Zoroark here. Now, there's a world where I do research anyway, just to draw more cards.
Right.
I don't have it, but what am I going for? I don't think there's anything here that's worth
right
doing.
now, you can Ends Castle to get out of confusion.
Yep.
And then you can...
And then I backdraft to get the knockout.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, I have Virtuous Flame.
Well, you could backdraft and do, what is it, 30 times?
Yeah.
30, 60, 90, 180?
Well, I mean, but I also have Powerful Ray, or I also have Virtuous Flame.
Yeah.
That's just 170.
Can you... Oh, it's just literally 170.
Just 170, no
Okay.
downside.
Got
Yeah,
it.
I know, right? It's almost like this deck's pretty decent. I think that's the play. Now, the
Okay.
question is, do I research? I think I research to force you to have to Iono.
Correct. I feel like if you don't need those resources,
Yep. So we do it now. So
just get them out of here.
No, before I do that, I do have a Super Rod.
Okay.
So maybe I Super Rod some energy back in.
Sure.
Right? So we go Super Rod, getting... Actually, it should be something along the lines of, like, Pheasantipity.
Yeah, just to ensure the draw.
Pheasantipity... Do I have any energy left in discard? Let's double check. I mean, like, I have reversal energies, but those don't count. I don't think I do. I think I'm out of energy in discard.
Okay.
Which is crazy. So it goes Pheasantipity... and Zoroark, and Zoroark. That way, if I draw into a Zoroark...
Extra draw, yeah.
Yeah,
that makes
I get
sense.
an extra draw. But then it
Just
dilutes
get closer
the fact...
to the end result.
The other thing is that the other option is that I just don't Super Rod at all. Because if you knock out both Zoroarks, I lose anyway.
I think super rodding for the Fez alone seems fine.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll do that. We'll get Fez. I think if I go for anything over Fez, then it's an issue. So Super Rod for Fez. Then I will... I'll shuffle before this, obviously, but research.
Got it.
So let me shuffle.
And then this goes
That's
bye-bye.
that's Darmanitan.
Yep. Because you're not really low on resources, so these are the decision-making credentials that can get you to the point.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll get Zoro out, and then I nest ball, getting myself the Pheasantipity.
Right.
There is a world, too, where I just go... Dude, the deck is so thin right now. But the Fez is there just in case you knock me out.
Right.
Oh, God, there's another world, too, where it's just Monkey Dory.
Yeah.
Attach, do something else. But we won't worry about that now. We're going to retreat.
Sure.
You know, we'll fast forward a little bit. Retreat.
Yep.
Bring out this Zoroa with the Defiance Band on that has not been needed. And then I'm going to simply Night Joker, copying Virtuous Flame, getting the knockout.
Okay. Monkey goes down.
Goodbye, monkey.
Mew comes up. We're drawing. Not a whole lot happening over here. Ends Castle's spooky. I don't like that.
Yeah, because, like, if I retreat, right, you want me to basically pay for the retreat.
Yeah. I want to... I hate that this deck doesn't have draw anymore.
I know.
I'm going to Psychic Embrace for the
You get to play a little bit more spiky, though, because of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. You don't just have every answer in the world. Because your real deal is that you want to get rid of Ends Castle, right?
Right.
And the deck plays 3. So the idea is that you want to, like, trap Darmanitan in the active with an Ends Castle.
Exactly.
Or without Ends Castle there.
The downside is this list only plays 2 stadiums.
But that's, like, the norm, right? For me to get 3 Ends Castles is above...
Right.
Like, you're already in a bad state anyway.
I think I'm just going to manually attach.
Right.
I wonder if I could thin down my hand enough to, like, get into something. I'm going to play down a Ralts with a Bravery Charm on it.
Alrighty.
Buddy Poffin.
Do you fail in this case? Because you don't want to give me another target to, like...
Well, that's the thing.
If I Flamebody Cannon or whatever?
You can't kill it.
Oh, with Bravery Charm. You're right.
Right.
Well, I'm at 1... Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So we're shuffling. Actually, I'm going to give it a
I mean, all that doesn't matter, though, because I'm at 1 prize.
Right.
And it's just...
What do you kill or not kill?
Right.
Can you kill?
Yeah, the idea is, like, do I either lock... Or do you lock the board, or
Right.
do you lose?
I'll restart for 1. It is not the card, but we're going to do some Hail Mary plays here.
Yep.
Let's Adrena Brain 20 to this guy to put it on 90.
Yep.
And then Mind Bend to confuse you and hit you for 60.
Right. And then before we go any much further, right, I drew into the other Ends Castle. Not like it matters. I do have a Bosses, not like it matters, and I have the energy to retreat.
Oh, yeah. So that's GG's.
I just wanted to show you that I had the option, even if...
I'm just going to show you the rest of my 5 prizes.
Yeah, let's take a look. Klefki's, like, pretty good in the matchup.
Did I did I not play? I didn't put... There was one card that I forgot to put into this list.
Oh, what were you thinking?
Which is the Drifloon. So we're...
I thought you played the Drifloon.
I do, but I think I left it at home on the floor.
No, you played it. It was the first thing you played.
Oh, you're right. So, yeah, I couldn't get the Drifloon back. Never mind. My brain is just saying, oh, this deck didn't play cards.
Well, it's because I shut you down so early, right?
Okay.
I was so fast out the gate. Dude, this is like I think this is like my favorite deck at the moment. I know a lot of people are playing like Janines and other stuff too.
Okay, yeah.
Which is fine.
I can see the synergy there.
But I like this version of the list better because it feels very solid. It feels like you have a plan.
Right.
You're not doing anything weird about it. As long as you're getting your energy per turn, you're fine. And you are basically almost always getting it per turn.
Right. And I see a lot of the lists that are playing the Janines are also having to play the E-Switch because you have your outs to something like Cornerstone, Overpon, and then you have to play Okie Dokie or even worse, which is the Roaring Moon in the list.
Right. And so don't get me wrong. Right, I can see a world where Janines comes in.
Yeah.
Because you can have like a single prize. You can have a single prize attacker that's dark, right?
Right.
And then you get to do that type of stuff. But I'm just like, it's not for me, man. I think you'd rather spend your energy doing like drawing or discarding and getting around ogres. Maybe you play Klefki in the list.
Exactly.
I would honestly rather play Klefki in this list than play a 1 energy attacker.
Right.
Well, no, Klefki only works in the active.
Yeah.
So that doesn't work. But you get what I mean.
I do.
But like, you could always, Oh, that's why you play reversals. I'm dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
You play reversals with Reshiram.
And then you can get around it. You can hit it for 90 a couple times.
Yeah. I'm playing double Reshiram. That's what a lot of lists don't play.
Okay.
So...
Okay. I mean, Reshiram still doesn't work with reversal, unfortunately. So
no, I know. I'm sorry. Why am I thinking reversal? I'm just thinking of...
Darmanitan, a couple hits, you know, you're hitting for 180.
Right.
Are they setting up with energy? Maybe not. Hit him with a Zorua. Who cares?
Yeah, I know, right?
All right.
Give me like 1 second.
No, you're
I'll
good.
Be good to go. I'm just looking at
I
this
still
list.
think that the going first on here was correct for Guardy. But we're going to try going second. I just want to see. Again, I haven't repped too many games with this deck in this format. So trying to learn how to play through while struggling to get the Guardy online was like a little rough. I'm not going to lie. But Guardy is not for the faint of heart. So we will go ahead and we'll give it another go.
The deck got so much more rough now that Curly is no longer there.
Yeah, when you can't thin your resources, it's tough.
I see a world. You and I both know that there's going to be a world where Zoroark is going to be not just an attacker.
Right.
It's going to be like an engine for
draw
certain decks.
engine.
I was thinking the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking United Wings with Zoroark.
Ooh, okay.
It's not good. It's not good, but like it's a way to.
I saw United Wings pop up in an online tournament, or not an online, a Japanese tournament recently.
Right.
So it's alive.
You said you're going first, right?
I will go second this time.
You're gonna go second.
We're gonna try going second.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Oh, I gotta put out my prizes.
Yeah.
Might be.
Not yet. Not yet. Too soon?
I know, right? All right, let's do
All right,
it. Good luck.
luck.
I don't feel as bad with this start.
Okay.
Draw. I play too many other games, man. I sit here and I go, am I supposed to draw on my first turn? Buddy Puffin.
Yep.
So we'll go Zorua.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question is, do I think you're going to knock out first turn against Badoo? And I don't think you are. I think you're going to probably attempt to Badoo me back.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put this in the discard.
Mm-hmm.
So the only reason I bring that up is
Yeah.
because my hand is like another Buddy Puffin and an S-Ball. So I don't think I Buddy Puffin here. I think this is going to be trade fodder later down the line. Because I already have 2 Zoruas here.
Sure.
Especially because
yeah, Darumaka is too big.
Yeah, it's 80.
Yeah.
But I think that Darumaka comes from the nest ball.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, do I have an energy to attach? No. That means I'm not attacking next turn.
Mm-hmm.
That I know of.
Oh.
That I know of.
Well,
right?
you're not attacking with Zoroark next turn.
If I can, if I can avoid it. All right. Pass my turn. Go right ahead.
Got it. And draw. Wow. Okay. We're going to attach to the monkey. No, we're not going to attach to the monkey. We're going to attach to the monkey Dory. And then we're going to Arven.
Yep.
We're going to be better at the game this time around.
Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, are you attaching to retreat?
I was going to attach and retreat potentially. And I'm like, oh, dark energy has to go on this thing.
Yeah, but like you want to be able to.
Right.
You want to be able to retreat normally.
All right.
Oops. There we go.
So let's see.
Mike jump scare. I'm gonna have to do some like actual post editing on this guy.
We're gonna go Buddy Puffin.
Aye, Captain.
And then Buddy Puffin and another Bravery Charm.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Buddy Puffin's gonna get me Ralts.
Yeah, because I think what needs to happen here is that you have to force me to essentially, knock out a Ralts and not knock out the second one. So the Bravery Charm goes on 1 Ralts.
Right.
Just in case I have something like, well, that's not exactly true. Maybe it goes on the Monkey Dory.
Right.
I'm thinking out loud here, right? Because, it is not the Radiant Greninja that I thought it was, right? So
I'm gonna Ultra Ball away the Bravery Charm and the Gardevoir to get myself. I'm gonna get a Curlia.
Mm-hmm. Just in case I item lock you next turn?
Just in case you item lock me next turn. And then I'm not done with the turn yet. I'm going to get Curlia to hand.
Yep.
Then I'll Night Stretcher back the Gardevoir.
Smart.
And then pass turn to you.
Okay. Draw for turn. I was expecting to not, have anything else to do. We're going to go Zoroark.
Yep.
We're going to go Zoroark. That was a really good... So I had one in hand, and then I drew the second one. So I'm going to trade the Buddy Buddy Puff into draw 2. Draw 1. Draw 2. I'm going to play the Pheasantipity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I need to. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Pheasantipity is really good from behind.
Right.
But I'm in a way advantageous situation here.
You play Ultra Balls and Nest Balls. Do you ever really need to get the Fez out this turn?
Right. And I don't need the Maximum Belt in this matchup because I hit everything for weakness.
Correct.
So Maximum Belt is going to be the second thing that I trade.
Got it.
So draw 1, draw 2. So now we go Reshiram, Darmanitan. Now I think I kind of misplayed. So the reason... No, because I drew my stuff afterwards. I didn't know what I was drawing. So now I research.
Okay.
So this is the reason why I think I research, right? Oh, there's a world where I don't. So I have a boss's orders in hand, right? So I could boss's orders up the Ralts and then just lock you. Force you to have to find a way to get the Ralts. Either evolve the Ralts or...
Yeah, exactly.
Or leave it. So, do I care about being item locked? No. Do I care about you being item locked? Yes. Okay, so I think that's the play. Because this boss is... So, if I draw the cards now or I draw the cards later, it's not a big deal. I think the only thing that I'm worried about is not getting an attachment onto Zoroark right away.
Yep.
So, it's like... But I'm not attacking with Zoroark again anyway. And if I put damage on you, it doesn't matter anyway, because you just move it with Pheasantipity.
Or I move it with Monkey.
I'm sorry, Monkey Dory.
Yep.
Yeah, Monkey Dory. So then I'm going to research my hand away.
Okay.
I think that's the correct play. I think there's two options, right? One option is to hold your Ralts in the active and be like, look, you got to retreat it, and then put extra damage on your stuff through Gardevoir.
Yeah.
And then, have you move it eventually. But I think I'm doing this.
Okay.
We're going to research. I'll draw 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will attach onto Zoroark.
Yep.
And then I think my hand is actually way better than I thought it was. And then I'm going to Itchy Pollen for 10.
All right. No more items.
No more items.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. Definitely evolve into the Curlia.
Yep. There is another world, too, where I expect the Badoo to get knocked out this turn.
Right.
And then I can, use stuff like Counter Catcher or something because I'm behind on prizes.
I feel like I can move this.
Yep.
And then just take a knockout.
Yep.
On that thing.
I don't have free retreat, so...
Right.
But I do this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move this stuff over. Draw for turn. Yeah, because I think it's super important that you stop me from item locking you repeatedly.
Somebody stop me.
Somebody stop me. Okay. That's not terrible. So I am going to say that I called it, and I am going to do the play. I am going to counter catcher up your...
Ugh, gross.
Then I'm going to Iono. Only reason that I Iono... So before we...
Yeah, no, you're good.
See, before we even do that, we are going to Iono, but I do have a Nest Ball and I have an Ultra Ball.
Uh-huh.
So
you could nest for the... Well,
no, I can't. Fez is in discard.
Fez is dead. It's dead.
So what do I grab off Nest Ball if
you
I
can
grab
get another Zorua.
I get a Pecharunt.
Ooh. Okay, so now you can never be locked.
Yes, and that's the reason why, because I don't have an Ends Castle.
That's fair.
And this also allows me to check my list to see if, what else I prized. There is a world where I also grab Monkey Dory, but, in this matchup, I don't think Monkey Dory's the thing to grab.
I think Monkey Dory's fine to mitigate damage, but I'm also not slamming into you this game, especially since you're taking all my Gardevoir pieces off the field this turn.
Okay, so I don't have Pecharunt, so I grab a Zorua to thin the deck.
Sure.
And also because if you somehow remove my stuff, a Zoroark, I need a second one for 2 trades.
That makes sense.
So that's what I'm going to grab with that, and then I will use the Iono.
Got it.
Because I have... Oops. before I show anything else off. Why did I do that? All right, well, I just misplayed. I just showed a hand when I shuffled that and put that on the bottom. So this was my hand before. I have to shuffle it anyway. So this was my hand before.
Got it.
So,
Yep, that makes sense. You could, there is a world you could play ends PP up.
I don't think it was worth it.
That's
I
fair.
think I need it later on.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because it has to go to bench, which kind of sucks.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a problem here is that I don't have a second energy to attack with,
Ooh.
which makes this a very slow thing.
That's going to make it a pretty awkward turn.
Yeah, so what do? I think the answer is I sit here and I pray, so pass my turn.
Okay.
That's the problem. I guess that's where Janine's is good,
Yeah.
right?
All right, we're going to play an Artisan.
Okay.
And Artisan's going to go into the deck. We're going to get... Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Monkey Dory. Second Monkey Dory.
Also, I guess we should let people know that we are playing I am playing very sloppily because I'm trying to figure out my lines.
We're
trying to make it a bit entertaining.
We're both kind of playing a little different. So if you are a Zoroark master or a Gardevoir master, don't flame us in the comments.
Yeah,
too much.
not. We got a lot of feedback about the Noctowl play and stuff like that. And then Crispin, I had a comment that was like, "You really need to show which one you're attaching to and keeping the other to hand." I'm like, "Yeah, but we're also playing casual. It's a little shortcut."
It's okay. So we got Monkey Dory.
Mm-hmm.
I put the energy down. I got the Scream Tail. I don't think I ever need Mew in this matchup. I am going to research that hand away and draw 7.
I think Mew's... Well, so any 2-prizer that you put out is a liability.
Right.
So I don't think you want to do that.
Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world here. Attack to your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay. There's lots of stuff I could do here. We're gonna go... Man, this feels kind of bad, but it's
What are you
okay.
thinking?
I'm definitely getting Guardian to play this turn.
Right. It's just, do you want to put Guardian in your active slot?
Well, yeah, that I don't think it even matters here. It's how am I getting an attacking Pokemon out? That's
right.
my
And what are you
problem.
attacking with?
Right. So I'm gonna go Buddy Poffin.
So what was this again?
So this was my research hand.
Oh, okay.
Buddy Poffin. And I'm gonna get a Drifloon.
Mm-hmm.
Can I kill? I'm thinking, do I kill you or do I kill your Darmanitan?
So I think killing... Annoying? So hear me out. I think killing Darmanitan's a really good choice here.
I think so too, because then it forces you to hit my active.
Mm-hmm. Which slows the game down completely.
I don't care about End's Castle as much anymore now that I can play the game. So I'm going to go Psychic Energy off the Earthen Vessel. I'll play the Ultra Ball with the 2 Psychic Energies.
I guess it is a little of a bit of a misplay by me not having a setup for a second Darmanitan.
Right. Well,
but also at the same time, like, how am I expecting you to ever really go after the Darmanitan when stuff like Reshiram can just one-hit your 2-prizers?
Exactly.
So, like...
Okay, now I'm thinking I need to put 8 damage counters on Scream Tail this turn. 2, 4, 6. Do I have enough energy in the discard pile? So this is the hand.
Mm-hmm.
These are the discard.
The discard.
We're going to rare candy here.
Yep.
Already played. Let's see. 2, 4, 6. Ooh, we are too short. However, we're going to play Psychic Embrace to the active.
Okay.
Putting 2 damage counters on here. I'm going to push the 2 damage counters with Monkey Dory onto the Darmanitan. So it's got 120 left. Retreat.
I'm sorry, I just thought of a really interesting ruling that I got to think about real quick.
You're good. We're going to put 2, 4, 6 on this guy, on Scream Tail.
Yep.
And then Scream Tail is going to Roaring Scream your Darmanitan for 120.
Yep.
We got there.
Yeah, you definitely did get there. Okay, so I will draw for turn.
Yep.
So I have another Darumaka.
Okay.
I do have an Ends Castle, which I'm going to use to bump your thing. Then I'm going to Ultra Ball, discarding Professor's Research and discarding a Nest Ball.
Yep.
And that will get me an End Zoroark.
Okay. We got lots of Zoroarks going on here.
Yeah, my plan is to
just trade your hand away.
Yeah, so the real funny thing that you didn't do on purpose, but you definitely did do, was to stop me from just simply playing Monkey Dory, attaching an energy, and knocking out.
Right.
Like, I know it wasn't exactly on purpose, but...
It definitely is a good idea. So we're going to Iono me to 4.
And I will put my Iono on the bottom. And then I will go up to 6.
1,
Dude,
2,
I love this deck so much.
3,
1,
4.
2, 3, 4.
And then you get to see all your cards.
5, 6. Okay. First thing, so I haven't used the trade yet, so I'll trade away this this dark energy.
The darkness?
The darkness. Draw 1. Draw 2.
I believe in a thing called love.
This Darumaka came out this turn, right?
Yeah.
It did come out this turn, right? Because I would have played that way different. So I'm going to use a second trade. I'm going to discard this Zoroark.
Okay.
Draw 1. Draw 2.
So you've used
2.
This trade?
Yep.
And this, here, I'll help out the camera.
Perfect.
Camera crew.
Thank you. I mean, it's just me at the end of the
day.
Then I will attach here.
Yep.
I will use Ends PP up.
Sure.
Attaching here.
Get that PP up.
Get that PP up. Jump on it. All right. Do I have anything else that I want to do here? I can use one more trade, but it's like, do I want to do that? And I think I do. I'm going to trade away the Ends Castle. Draw 1. Draw 2. Now, the question is, do I put out the Monkey Dory? And I think I do. So there's 2 schools of thought here. I have another Super Rod in the list. It's how I'm going to get another Darumaka out. But I don't expect you to Scream Tail and get the KO right away. And if you do, I'm kind of stuck anyway. Right? You would have done it, even if you did it,
right? You
would have gotten the knockout there. Okay, so I will retreat.
Sure.
So here, let's take your coins back
because
we're no longer using trades this turn. You know what? We'll just pick up move like this. Dude, I don't know why I thought reversal energy was like the counter energy.
It would be sick if it was.
Dude, I would love that so much. Okay. Now, before I do that, I got to think, what else do I want on the bench? I could try to get a second Darumaka. Right? I think that's kind of what I want to do. So let's go Ultra Ball.
Sure.
Getting rid of a Monkey Dory and a Professor's Research. Because at this point, Professor's Research is not going to benefit me as much as getting your hand size down.
Right.
I do not run another Darumaka, so I'm going to show the Darmanitan to hand.
Okay.
Because I need to, because the deck is getting thin.
Getting real low.
The sun's getting real low there, buddy. And then with that, I'm going to Night Joker, copying Virtuous Flame. Or actually, you know what? I'm gonna make it even worse on you. I'm gonna copy the Rolling Tackle for knockout. The real BM there, 20 damage.
I was gonna say.
Oh no! You're weak to dark, right?
I am weak to dark. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, that's why I thought it through. I used my big boy brain. I'll take one prize off that.
All right, so we got the monkey goes into the active spot. All right, we're gonna draw for turn.
By the way, the card off the prizes. Catch her up.
Okay, cool. So we got Nest Ball. We're gonna Nest Ball here. And now I'm gonna get my Pheasantipity. And we're gonna get to play the game. So we got the Fez. The Fez is going to...
The goose is loose.
The goose is loose. We're gonna flip thine script.
Yeah.
Draw 3 cards. We get to draw cards in Gardevoir.
It only took like the whole game.
All right, sick. How many psychic energy do we have in the discard? There's only 4. Which
wasn't there like Cycling Road or whatever, the stadium that people were considering playing?
There is a thing, yeah. So
it's just not great.
It's not the best. I will retreat.
Yep.
Manually. Oh, we're gonna bring up the loon.
Okay.
Let's see. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. That's 6 damage counters on it.
Okay.
Attach the charm.
Yep. So that it can have. So that's 180 that you currently hit for.
Yep. Well, it's 3 times 6 is correct.
Yeah, 180.
And now we're gonna add 1 more. So we got 8 times 3 is 21. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? 21.
Yeah, that's correct. What you thinking? You thinking
who's gonna die? Nobody, right?
Nothing will die if you do you have a. Did you use a supporter yet?
I haven't used a supporter yet.
Do you have a bosses?
I do.
So if I'm you,
yeah,
I bosses out the Darumaka.
So you can't.
So I can't evolve.
Okay, so and I know you have it in hand, so I'm gonna counter catch. I can't counter catcher.
Nope.
Because I'm ahead.
But do you have boss?
I do have boss.
Okay.
See, I don't know if I would have played it that way.
So let's reverse 2 seconds.
Yeah,
let's
take these back.
So there is another play too. The other play is that you just go all in on my Zoroark because you know you're going to take 2 prizes.
Right.
And hoping that I don't have a boss.
And then I go 2/2.
Right. And just because I take your Curlia doesn't mean anything.
Right, right.
So I think you still play that.
Okay, so yeah, let's try that. Let's reverse the boss.
So I guess let's talk about like the 2 paths you would take,
yes.
right? So your 2 paths to victory are either stopping me from getting the Darmanitan.
Mm-hmm.
You know I have Darmanitan in hand, but you don't know what else is in hand.
Right.
So you don't know if I'm playing Disruption. You don't know if I have Ends PP ups just ready to go.
And you have 5 prizes,
I have 5 prizes.
Who cares if you go down to 3?
Right.
I think that's fine.
Yep. I think you put damage here.
Yes. So I'm going to swing for 210,
Mm-hmm.
leaving you at 70 HP left.
Correct. Because I think you taking out 1 prizers and stopping me that way doesn't win you the game because then you have to reset up.
Right.
I think you'd rather have it so that I don't have a backup attacker.
Exactly.
Every time. Or I'm just gaslighting you. Like that could be it too. Draw. So we'll evolve here.
Yep.
Also, the other thing is that if you do that and you take the knockout here, you lose hard to Iono.
Right.
Because I do have an Iono. But before I Iono,
yep.
I am also going to... So the correct play before I Iono is this. Actually, no, it's not. No. I lied. We're not playing anything yet. I just evolve here. I Nest Ball.
Sure.
What's the max HP on your Drifloon?
I'm at 120, I believe. 50 plus 70 is 120.
Okay, so my goal there was to try to get Monkey Dory, but I didn't have it.
Got it.
So I Nest Ball and I fail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you put it in the discard with an Ultra Ball.
Right. Well, that's because I didn't need it before. I'm assuming that you're never going to get rid of my Ends Castle. As is. Right? Like, you're not doing that anytime soon. So I'm going to Iono.
Sure.
My goal is... Let me also shuffle my deck a little bit more. Because I don't remember if I actually shuffled my deck.
Okay.
Like, I remember looking through it, but, like, when your deck gets the small, like...
Yeah.
You actually have to make sure you...
It's cold outside. Shuffle. Sometimes your deck...
Yeah, it's called shrinkage. So we'll do that. So Iono goes to the discard.
So you get 5 new cards.
Yep, so these guys are going to go on bottom.
Yep. I already drew my 4 here.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Trades are still online.
There is a world, theoretically, where I go Reversal Energy, Flamebody Cannon,
Ooh.
Knockout.
Right.
Taking 2 prizes.
But that takes your Darmanitan off the
board
field.
permanently.
Right.
Am I okay with that? I'm not okay with that.
Because your map, you need 3 prize cards.
Right. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna go Power Glass onto here.
Yep.
Defiance Band doesn't matter because I'm always gonna hit for weakness, so I'll use that. First trade used. Draw 1, draw 2. Then I'm going to Super Rod.
Nice.
Super Rod is going to put in Monkey Dory. And I haven't attached for turn, which is huge. I think it's Darmanitan, right? Because it's not Fez.
Yeah, you don't need Fez yet.
I can't because Fez is not on the. If I play Fez, then I don't have the bench spot for the Monkey Dory.
Right.
But I think I don't even know if I do these guys. I think it's just Monkey Dory, right? We want to keep we want to keep deck size thin.
Yeah.
To draw into what I need, so it's just Monkey Dory. Yeah, it's just Monkey Dory. I think a lot of this deck's skill is going to figure out what you want to Super Rod into.
Yeah,
and like
what
how
resources when.
Yep. So feel free to cut if you'd like, because I'm going to go back in.
Okay.
So I do have that reversal in hand, like I said before.
Sure.
So we're going to use second trade. What am I gonna get rid of? Probably going to get rid of this second Professor's Research because the deck's too thin.
Got it.
Draw 1, draw 2. And then last but not least, I'm going to get rid of... We're going to use the third one.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of Pecharunt. Draw 1, draw 2. There we go. Got it. Monkey Dory.
Yep.
You want to know the crazy part about this? Is it's Monkey Dory basic energy.
Nice.
So what I'll do is I will move 30 off my active onto your Drifloon.
Okay. And then it's dead.
Yep. So I will take a prize off that. Sometimes
Wait, is that 110?
Or how much is it supposed to hit for? 110?
Yeah, so I have 80 on me.
Plus...
I've got 120 total.
Okay, so that's 110. So that doesn't do it.
Right.
So I was playing to the wrong outs, and that's okay. So there's a world where I move 30.
Yep.
Okay, I move 30 onto your... So, like, everything I hit perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Minus maybe your... Here, I'm going to move this off, too.
Because if you move 30 off your Zoroark onto the Dory...
Yep, you just move it back.
Then, no, you can KO it.
But, like, do I care? Oh, I guess that stops you from doing 60?
Correct.
And I don't care if you get another Gardevoir?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll do 30 off here.
Yep.
Onto one of your Monkey Dories. You choose.
Okay. It doesn't
your
matter.
choice. So... and then with that, I attached for turn. I did all that stuff. And now I'm going to... I was at 70, so I should be at 30.
So you had 210 on you.
Oh, that was how much was left.
It's okay.
It's because I saw the... All right, let's rewind 2 seconds. It's rewind time.
You're good.
So 210, I should be at 180.
Yep.
Which is kind of fine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So maybe there's a world that I don't take it off the active. I only put 10 off the bench. No, that's not enough to knock out. Yeah, I need to knock out that Monkey Dory. Okay, cool. So we will Night Joker. I'm going to copy Flamebody Cannon.
Okay.
I'm going to KO there and hit there.
Now you take 2 prize cards.
Yep. And I got to remove all of my energy from there.
All right, I am going to promote the Gardevoir. Draw for turn. Evolve into this Gardevoir.
Mm-hmm.
Attach for turn. Iono.
Yep. Which was very good for you because I had energy, reversal, PP up.
Right.
Kind of like everything to keep me going.
It's
really rough because like I don't get knocked out from the Iono. I just get slightly inconvenienced. 1, 2, 3. It's a very disappointing Iono hand for you. This is so good.
All right, I'm going to flip the script. Draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's not what we want. My attacking Pokemon are all in the discard pile.
Right. So you just need to... I mean, the only other thing I think of is that you use Gardevoir to attack, but that's so risky. because
Yeah.
using Gardevoir
Puts
to
me
attack,
down to 1.
you need to make sure that you don't get into range to get hit for 180 by Flamebody Cannon, because it hits for weakness against you.
Right. So you hit me for 180, and then Monkey. Okay. You know what? Hold on. Let's check the discard pile. 1, 2. Yeah, we can't do that.
Are you at the point where you don't have enough energy in the discard?
No, I'm trying to.
Not lose to Darmanitan. It's a backdrift.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's another world where you bosses up the other Zoroark to put damage on it, and you just hope for another turn. If you think you can't win this turn.
I just can't have you take a 3-prize turn. That's
Right.
Well, no, because you would hit me for 180 into the Guardy. That makes sense. Okay. You know what? Let's do it like this.
Okay.
We're going to go Psychic Embrace 2 to the active.
Okay.
It's fine. 40. I'm going to move off 20, or I'm sorry, 30 together, so I only have 10 on me.
Okay.
And I am going to put it all in the active.
Yep. So at 210.
Then I'll go ahead and KO your Zoroark.
Did you KO anyway?
I did KO, but there's a reason why.
Oh, because you don't want me to move stuff back onto you.
Correct.
Okay. So I will bring up this end Zoroark. Let's see. How does this work here? So you're at 2 prizes, right?
Yep.
I'm at 3, so draw. Your weakness is dark there, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I think the first thing that I do is
That's
So-
at the Pokemon checkup coming into
yeah,
my
yeah,
turn.
at the end of my turn.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
It's at my checkup that it does it. But it's technically after you attack, so it's not
Right.
even checkup.
Right.
It's triggered by end of attack. Okay, so problem is that I need to be able to move all damage off the board so that I don't. But you were right. If you did it that way, then I almost had a double KO, or at least I get rid of your Monkey Dory. There's another world where I just get rid of your Monkey Dory because of the fact that it causes some issues.
Yeah.
So I attach to the active,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. I think that's what I need to do either way. I'm going to move 10 onto your Monkey Dory, probably.
Sure.
Or, I'm sorry, I want to remove it off the board. So I'm going to remove it. I want to move the damage. I don't want the damage to be on board,
Got it.
right? Because the idea is that if I'm knocking out your Gardevoir this turn, it needs to happen. Ends PP up.
Yep.
We'll go on to the Zoroark. And I have 2 trades I can use. First trade is going to be a... So, okay, I got to think real quick. I don't even know if I... Okay, first trade's going to be the reversal energy.
Got it.
Draw 1, draw 2. Then I'm going to trade the end Zoroark to get 2. Draw 1, draw 2. How many cards in it? A lot?
A whole bunch.
Okay, we're going to Iono.
Ugh.
I have to no matter what.
I know.
Even I had a boss's orders, so the idea was, do I boss's orders to get rid of the Monkey Dory?
Right.
And the answer is no. I'm just going to hit you with Virtuous Flame this turn to knock out your Gardevoir. But the answer is, like, how do I stop you from... You don't get a knockout next turn,
Right.
but you get very close. You can make stuff annoying. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And with that, I'm gonna have to Night Joker. So I used both trades.
Yep.
Night Joker is gonna be Virtuous Flame hitting for 340.
Got
for
it.
knockout.
So this is dead.
Take a prize. Oh, sorry. Take 2 prizes.
Yes. Put Guardy in the active. Draw for turn. Ugh, I don't like that either.
So the real rough part for you here is that I have Ends Castle out.
Right.
I've only used one boss's orders, and you know I have 2.
Yeah.
So the idea is that sorry, keep going.
Okay. I'm gonna flip the script.
Yep. Draw your 3.
1, 2, 3.
So I guess your option's to lock me out of the active
Right.
by like throwing down Darmanitan, Monkey Dory, or something else. No, can't do Monkey Dory.
I mean, I can't. No, I can't.
No, because it can just retreat.
End castle, yeah.
Well, what I mean is that Monkey Dory can just retreat because it has the energy attached.
Right. This does not feel great. Iono.
Yep. So that was really good for you.
Yeah.
Because my hand was Ends Castle, Reversal Energy, Countercatcher.
Oh, jeez.
So like I was kind of ready for you to.
Well, Countercatcher doesn't work.
Right. What I meant is that the Ends Castle, right?
2,
like
yeah.
1. It's a really good one. Oh, I had a Power Glass activation. I'm just gonna choose to not attach.
Yeah.
I think it's easy. I think it's better if I don't attach. Reason being is that if I draw into an Ends PP up, I want to be able to use it.
Right. Yeah, I feel like the only play that I know of that we can do is to attach to here.
Maybe you hit the Darmanitan, like get. Well, you can't bosses
no,
up the Darmanitan.
so I'm gonna push 3 onto you.
Yep.
I have 1 on me. Retreat. And then hope that you don't have some sort of energy attachment. And put Psychic Embrace here for 20 and confuse you.
Yep.
So now you have 90 on you.
Okay.
And
So
you're
that'll
confused.
be 90.
And hope that you don't have energy for your backup Zoroark
Right.
to KO me.
Or don't have like a switch.
Or
something else.
don't flip through confusion.
Right. I mean, I could always flip through. That's the really funny way to go through it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just gonna reveal. So I'm gonna trade the boss's orders away real quick. Let's play this game kind of out. I drew into another energy.
Yeah.
Attach, retreat,
that's it.
attack, and get the knockout.
All right.
And I also had an Ends BP up.
Had you not Iono'd me, I had Arven in hand, and I also had Bravery Charm. So I would have gone Arven for the Night Stretcher I drew into, Bravery Charmed my Drifloon, and KO'd for game.
Right.
So
which is like very niche, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm assuming you only play 2 Night Stretchers. If
I have 3 in the list.
okay,
Yeah.
that's still pretty good. So overall, I think that's good for this matchup.
Yeah,
here, right?
absolutely.
And we'll move on to the next one.
Sure.
I think that we showed off kind of the strengths of these decks.
Yeah.
You got a really good game 2 coming where you just
Right.
kind of flew forward. It's very good.
Yeah, I mean, Gardevoir is definitely not dead. It does have some setbacks. I think it's more reliant on Pheasantipity than I originally gave it credit for, because you just literally need to draw cards. That is a secondary reason for, Mew EX in the deck. Mew EX is not a great 2-prize Pokemon, right? But this does play Lily's Clefairy EX, which hits Dragon Pokemon for weakness.
Yep.
Pretty relevant in the format right now, not against your deck.
So here's the thing I really think that happened in this matchup. What happened in this matchup was that you were playing a deck to face tier 1 decks.
Yes.
Let's be honest, Ends deck is probably a tier 2 deck.
Right.
And if Gardevoir gets really strong,
Sure.
Ends Zoroark is going to jump out there and also be very strong.
Right.
Right? It's one of those that, like, once the wall is broken, it's like a rock, paper, scissors matchup, right?
Yep.
So, like, let's say you have a really good Dragapult matchup. I don't know if you do. You probably have.
I do have a really good Dragapult.
So if Dragapult's the best deck in format, Gardevoir shoots up to being a tier 1 deck.
Right.
Then Zoroark shoots up because it loses to Dragapult.
Right.
But wins against
Gardevoir. Right.
So, which we're kind of having with Raging Bolt right now. Raging Bolt's really good into Dragapult, or really good into it. It doesn't matter. You get what I mean.
Yeah.
So. Alrighty, guys, thanks so much for watching this video today. We are going to get ready for our second playthrough, so keep an eye out on the channel for another tabletop.